What a performance here by Ohio State. I will tell you what, my prediction of a 14 to 21 point victory was completely wrong. Ohio State won by 39 points and was up 45 to 6 at the half and 52 to 6 at a point in the third quarter. CJ Stroud threw 17 of 23, 330 yards and 5 touchdowns. And I got to tell you, he looks a lot better than he has any place else so far. Ohio State's now 4-1 on the season, 2-0 in conference. And this team is back to what I think it's back to its somewhat normal self. And I can't necessarily tell because after this game, I will say that, really, Rutgers is bad. Michigan's game against Rutgers was similar to Ohio State's against Tulsa. It was a scare. But I don't think that it was right for me to judge Ohio State on that Tulsa game in a certain sense. And they made some improvements against Akron, obviously. And now here they are. And they look even better. Treveyon Henderson, 71 yards, 8.9 yards a carry against a team that shut down what I would say is one of the better running back rooms in the country in Michigan. Henderson's first run was a 44-yard touchdown run. Kid's talented. He is uber talented, honestly. I mean, super admirable, hard work ethic. You can just tell that he is, he's going to win the Heisman. I can tell you that, and that isn't flattery. I heard from someone he entered the medical tent, and that after, I think, the first quarter, he was just resting for the rest of the game. I don't know if there's an injury or if they are just resting him. I don't know yet. There's been nothing really released. But Master Teague got the bulk of the carries with 11. He had 11 carries, 52 yards, 4.7 yards a carry. He had a long of 12. Marcus Crowley had 7 carries and 58 yards. And Kyle McCord had 3 pass attempts. Jack Miller had 1. And that basically sums up the game. Ohio State's backups were playing since the beginning of the third, and in the case of the running back area, playing since the second. Ohio State cruised. Absolutely cruised. You had a pick 6. Vedral threw 3 picks. I mean, Ohio State won the turnover battle, which proved what I said wrong. I thought that Rutgers was going to win this turnover battle, but no. Ohio State won the turnover battle. Burke had the pick 6. I believe Burke is a true freshman, redshirt freshman. Dude's amazing. Playing at this level, he got a pick 6. I mean, what a guy. And I'm saying this as a Michigan fan, too. Your team looks good. My team looks good after hammering Wisconsin. I wholeheartedly believe that if Ohio State faced Wisconsin today, it would be close to the exact same score that we just put. I'm excited for the matchup in November. Just want to again put that out there. Your team looked amazing. They are top 10 worthy after this win. Because Rutgers, you had some questions entering this game. Is Stroud completely healthy? Rutgers is a team that loves to force turnovers and have some trick plays. And aside from that 175-yard touchdown pass in the first quarter, you contained them so well. You held them for 1 for 5 on fourth down, which is also the reason they didn't beat Michigan, as Michigan held them to below 50% on fourth down conversion. That's really all I have to say for the game preview. Now moving on to the takeaways, of course. Again, the entire offense played perfect football, aside from the one pass that Stroud was nearly picked off on, and I'm not going to count that. How the game went the way it did, your offense played perfection. Absolute perfection. There's just no other way to put it. Henderson rushing for 9 yards a carry is now the definition of Ohio State football. You didn't even need you don't even need I joked with this. You don't even need a passing game or a rushing game. As long as you're great at one, like elite at one, you don't need the other. And Ohio State's elite at both. Chris Olave, 5 receptions, 119 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jackson Smith and Jigba had some big receptions too. 66 yards, 2 receptions. Garrett Wilson, 3 receptions, 71 yards and a touchdown. Jeremy Ruckert, the tight end, who hasn't not seen a whole big deal of action, got his a touchdown reception, 40 yards receiving, and 4 receptions. It's just impressive, honestly, to me, just watching that team score 52 points in 3 quarters, especially 45 in a half. It's like, wow. Absolutely just shocking, honestly. The only Rutgers receiver, that's for later. Whatever. The defense was locked down, thanks to Matt Barnes, who I believe is the new play caller. You contained Rutgers to only rushing for 3.6 yards a carry, and you only allowed Rutgers to throw for an average of 5.9 yards. You allowed 2 touchdowns through the air, one of which was garbage time, so let's just say 1, and you picked off Vedral 3 times. Impressive again. Absolutely impressive. I mean, the only thing that the defense, and this is more so special teams, could maybe improve on is, and this is a concern, is passing defense. Allowed 8.4 yards per average reception. And it's kind of in the similar sense that I said with Michigan's passing defense, except because Graham Mertz is such a bad quarterback, that might actually be a concern. I don't see many negatives for this Ohio State team after this game. Just don't. Scored 52 points in 3 quarters. You played your second and third stringers and only allowed 13. This looks to be Ohio State football back to, the Ohio State football that everyone knows and hates unless you're an Ohio State fan. It just kind of is what it is in a certain sense. And it shows to Ohio State fans who have been doubting Stroud, like, hey, look what he did against Rutgers. And granted, Rutgers does not have the best defense. This game shows that Michigan playing Rutgers close was more because of play calling, not actual talent or potential. Doesn't matter. 330 passing yards, 17 of 23. Stroud's your dude. I don't care what anyone says. He didn't throw a single pick for the first time. And that's another positive. You forced 3 turnovers. You did not give up a single one. Didn't do it. Actually, I think in the end, that doesn't even count. Jack Miller, I read, fumbled at the end, or I saw on the ESPN scoreboard, but that's garbage time. Doesn't matter. It impresses me, and it boggles my mind because my team struggled against this Rutgers team in the second half. Granted, we were pretty much dominating them the first half, not to the same degree. You guys just, my goodness. Oh my man. It is so impressive. And I'm excited for the matchup again come November 27th. And Ohio State, I say after this game, and depending on how Penn State, Michigan State, and Michigan do, more so depending on Penn State, Michigan game already happened, I'd say Penn State will probably move up to second in my Big Ten power rankings. You're the most talented team in the Big Ten, didn't make a single turnover. You had 7 total touchdowns in 3 quarters. And you beat a Rutgers team that looked formidable after facing Michigan and after handily beating Syracuse. So it's impressive. And the defense is being fixed, which some thought would never happen. Henderson's running very well. Same with Crowley and Teague. I do know that Mayan Williams was listed as inactive, I believe, for this game. I don't necessarily know why that is. It's probably a nagging injury. I have not followed that. But still, very impressive win. And that's all I have to say here is good win for Ohio State. You looked really good. You looked like you fixed yourselves. So good for you. If you like this video, remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can follow more of my videos and follow this channel and join this awesome, awesome community. Thank you all for 1,430 subscribers. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.